Okay, so this goes down. 5 guys get arrested.
Okay.
And now they're saying that the dude Zell Munna committed suicide was part of this also.
Well, okay, now hold up. Well, it says a guy, it was a 7th suspect. It says the 7th suspect ended up committing suicide. He no longer here. The newspaper article and the paperwork inside of the paperwork that I got, that everybody got, it doesn't name Zell Munna, but it speaks on another member from O Block who ended up losing his life due to a self-inflicted. I don't know if it was a gunshot or an overdose, but it says the other member committed suicide. And we all know a guy from O Block named Zell Munna is rumored to commit suicide. So I think that's where the streets linked him at. It didn't say his name, but you know, it feels like the feds are pointing towards him.
Okay. And now, what, about a year and a half later or so, they pick up THF's Teezy.
They pick up Teezy later on. Now, I don't know why they ain't pick up Teezy in the beginning. I guess the feds didn't have this information. Now, this where it get deep at, right? The snitches, or what they call snitches. Me personally, I don't really think it's a snitch. I think people just cooperated. The feds talk to a lot of people. Like, it's so many people the feds talk to when you look in the paperwork, it'll shock you. Like, they talk to rappers, rivals, girlfriends, brothers, homies, security guards. They talk to everybody. You know, they putting pressure on people. They get the word of who they thinking it is. They coming to people's crib. They putting pressures on baby mamas. You don't tell what the gonna happen. We gonna take your kids. We gonna do this shit. We gonna do this. We gonna do that. Names get to dropping this shit. You feel me? Names get, just the feds. You know, because you don't give a fuck about your community don't mean these people downtown don't give a fuck about their community, man. They paying taxes high. So they own this shit, right? So they own it hard. They get to giving out names, right? I look in the paperwork. It is people who cooperated with this case, Cam.
Okay, hold on. How many cooperators are in that paperwork? How many?
It's a lot of cooperators. I couldn't even give you a number. It's a lot of them.
I seen at least 7.
Okay.
How many did you see? More than that?
I'm gonna say 7, and not only them, cooperators, other people who was giving information. You know, it's a lot of people in this paperwork.
It says the government intends to introduce 2 drill rap YouTube videos into evidence at trial.
Yes.
One video is by Marcus Smart and is called For Real. Marcus Smart performs under the name Muwop. The second video is by Lil Durk featuring King Von.
Yeah.
And is entitled Still Trappin'.
Call up Muwop, he grab his Glock and he gonna shoot to kill. And that's one of the strongest lyrics in that shit, Cam. That song actually name drops Tuka. It disses Tuka in that song too.
Okay.
Yeah, this shit deep. So you know the feds, they on social media. They watching them Instagrams. They watching them TikToks. They ass on this shit. And it shows you that somebody close to this case is giving out real information. Because it also shows in the first paperwork that was uploaded, it showed the video of Muwop with a song that was like, dude from 63rd couldn't get back up. You know, he had a quick song like that. I don't know if that song ever dropped, but that's in the first paperwork that was released. But I do think those guys filed motions to fight against those songs. They filed motions to try to seal those songs from being brought up in the courtroom.
Yeah, I don't agree with the government or anybody using music as evidence, man.
Yeah. I don't agree either.
Bullshit, man.
They claim, when you look at the paperwork, they claim that they not using it to prove the killings, but they using it to prove that these guys were street dudes, to prove their reputation, to prove they be around guns because they see them in the videos and shit like that. The Sun-Times, Chicago Sun-Times released an article, Cam, about what happened. That article is in their paperwork. They were mad about that article. They claimed that that article could taint potential jurors by reading that Sun-Times article. It's all kind of shit, because people don't understand. Those guys are claiming they're not guilty. Even though the internet then convicted them, put them in prison, gave them 50 calendars, all apiece. You know, these guys are innocent. To create it, you know, to people say that they're guilty. And one more thing I want to say is, when you look at the paperwork, because ain't nobody talking about this. Everybody talking about, he did it, he did it, he did it, he did it. I'm not here to take up for nobody. That ain't my job. My job is to bring you the news that's covered up. When you look in the paperwork, this surveillance footage that they say, it got everybody. It sees everybody. It sees everybody inside of this old block parking lot. They sit and they get the call, move up, get the call, and people running up the stairs and shit. They coming to put their clothes on and shit like that. When I look at the paperwork, it says that those videos were dark as hell. You can barely make out their face. It was super dark as hell. It says the surveillance footage from outside was so dark because the cameras were all the way down there, you know. And it says that when Duck was killed, everybody who bailed out the car, they claimed it was 5 people, the feds. They say 4 people bailed out, 1 person stayed in the car. They say Kenny Mack didn't get out the car. They said 4 people got out the car. C Murder, C Thing, Los, Muwap. They say Muwap was with Los in the car. The other 3 were in the car. They also says that when you look at the surveillance footage, everybody had on masks. You know what I'm saying? So to say they knew who it was, everybody gonna look. Niggas gonna head on low. Blah 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 blah. Kim, do you know who this is?
No.
So come on now, we gotta be honest now with this shit. You know what I'm saying? So when I looked in the paperwork, I looked at that shit. I say these guys got a defense. You know, TZ says that he wasn't calling nobody. When I looked at the paperwork, it says that the feds are anticipating that TZ is gonna say he was calling somebody to pick him up. They don't know what they talking about. I don't know what the f y'all talking about. I don't know. You know, these phone calls say, hey, he down here. Hey, bro, dude down here. That don't mean I'm trying to kill nobody. What dude them talking about? You know, so these guys got a defense now, okay? And it seemed like that. It seemed like the murder, they got a lot of evidence on that. Because I don't see anything about a murder weapon. It was a clip and some bullets found in Lo's house. One of the killers. It was some bullets in a clip found in his house. A 40 cal clip according to the paperwork. But I don't see anything about a murder weapon. And it's a RICO charge. So they got to prove the RICO case with this. And then it says somebody else that's inside of O Block right now cooperated. So this shit getting deeper. It speaks on security guards. You know, it says, you know, a lot of the security guards was out there watching a lot of shit that was going on allegedly. Motherfuckers getting their hair blown off. Motherfuckers out here doing all kind of shit. And, you know, all the security guard went with that. People speak of O Block. It's a lot of people live there. So don't get this, you know, just think everybody fucking rappers. There's some people waking up, going to church. They going to work. They not on no gang banging rap shit, you know. But that's what the feds say. I just wanted to say that because, you know, a lot of people have convicted those guys through the internet. And when I look at the paperwork, you know, I wouldn't say it's as clear cut as everybody say it is, you know, Kim. Even though it does look like, you know, those guys might have threw their life away, in my opinion. But it does look like they got a fighting chance because
a lot of the witnesses aren't going to show up.
Right.
That's a fact.
Right.
I don't know what the feds think, but I can guarantee you 90% of those witnesses, they ain't showing up. Like, I don't know, whoever the else, they're not showing up, bro.
Mm-hmm.
So they're gonna really seriously lack witnesses. That's gonna be a big problem for them.
Right.
You know, the footage isn't as good as they say it is. Like you said, they had masks on. What's up? This is Cam Capone. We got more content like this coming soon. So hit that like button, subscribe, and stay locked in to Cam Capone News.